We're live.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of the BCP Licensing Subcommittee. The first item on this morning's agenda is the election of chair. I seek nominations, please, for position of chair.
May I nominate you for chair?
Thank you, Councillor Williams.
Happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Chapman-Law. Housekeeping. Could we deal with the housekeeping, please?
Please note that this meeting is being recorded by the Council for live broadcast and will be published on the Council website for a minimum of 6 months. The meeting may also be recorded or streamed for live or subsequent broadcast by members of the public, although ultimate discretion in this matter lies with the chair in case of disruption. For those in the room, please note that if the fire alarm sounds, please exit the building by way of the nearest possible signed fire exit route and make your way to the assembly point at the War Memorial in the gardens opposite the front of the building in Bourne Avenue. Finally, please ensure background noise is kept to a minimum and mobile phones and other devices are turned off or switched to silent for the duration of the meeting. For those in the room, this includes turning off microphones and turning the volume down completely on your laptops. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2, apologies. I don't think we have any apologies this morning. No, thank you.
No apologies.
Thank you. Item 3, members, declarations of interest. Do members have any disclosable declarations of interest with regard to items on the agenda this morning? No, thank you for that. Item 4, protocol for public speaking at hearings. A protocol for public speaking at meetings of the Licensing Subcommittee is included within the agenda sheet for noting today. Item 5, application for a premises licence at Seafront Mini Market, 18 Westover Road, Bournemouth, BH1 2BY. I understand that the parties have asked to adjourn this item in order that they can partake in further mediation. Are members happy to note that?
Content, thank you.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you, members. Item 6, Greek Corner Costas, 735-737 Christchurch Road, Bournemouth, BH7 6AQ. I will now ask each participant to introduce themselves and state their role. I'm Councillor David Flagg, elected chairman for this morning's meeting.
Councillor Lawrence Williams, member of the subcommittee.
Councillor Chapman-Law, member of the subcommittee.
We did have Councillor Paul Hilliard and Councillor Judy Richardson, who were our substitute members, but they're not required, so they've left the meeting. For BCP Council, please.
Penny Jardine, Licensing Officer.
Sarah Rogers, Principal Licensing Officer.
Andrew Weems, Environmental Health Officer. Andy McDermott, Legal Advisor to the Committee.
Christiane Tan, Democratic Services Clerk.
Claire Johnston, supporting from Democratic Services.
Thank you. Just to confirm that Andrew Weems is actually highlighted as objection because of the so rather than BCP Council's in this instance. For the applicant, please. Could somebody come forward, please? If you could just use the microphone. So before I have three names. Can I just confirm, are you all wishing to speak, or is one going to speak on behalf of all three?
I'm going to speak on behalf of 2 others.
Lovely, thank you.
One more I'm going to speak about two objectives.
Okay, so if you could just
with regards of the works done to.
Okay, yeah, but at this, can you just confirm who you are for?
Yeah,
for
Rodion Gulakov name, and I'm a DBS.
Okay, thank you.
And
Vladimir Bezati, owner of the Costas Grill House.
Okay, thank you.
Petron Kitsats, I'm the owner of the Greek Corner Costas.
Okay, thanks very much. Right, Before I run through the procedure, please may I check that all persons who have given notice of their intention to speak have been identified, and any person who wishes to withdraw a representation or indeed wishes not to speak has been identified. If there are no comments, I will take this as correct. I will now explain the proposed procedure and order of speaking for the hearing as follows. The licensing officer presents the report. Questions of the licensing officer by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. The applicant will make their application. Questions of the applicant by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. Objectors will make their representations. Questions of the persons objecting by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. All parties will be given an opportunity to sum up, with the party who spoke last to go first. The hearing will then conclude. The subcommittee will deliberate in private with the legal advisor and clerk present. Notification of the subcommittee's decision will be given within a period of 5 working days, beginning with the day or the last day on which the hearing was held. The notification of decision will include information about the right of appeal as appropriate. I will now ask all parties to confirm agreement on the proposed procedure or make representations. Tanya Jardim.
Yeah, agree. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Andy McDermott.
Agreed.
Fatmir Bazati.
Agreed.
Thank you. And Andrew Wemyss.
Agreed.
Thank you. Please may I remind all parties speaking not to repeat the information which they have already given in writing, but to expand on their written representations. All questions are to be asked through the chair, and there will be no cross-examination of parties. I would just note that there are supplemental documents that have been submitted to the subcommittee as of the 17th of April. This information will be taken into consideration. I will now ask the licensing officer to present the report.
Thank you, Chair. So before you today is an application for a new premises licence at 735 to 737 Christchurch Road. This is made under Section 17 of the Licensing Act 2003 by Costas Grill House Limited. The premises operate as a restaurant serving authentic Greek food along with hot and cold beverages and have a seating capacity of approximately 20 to 30 covers. The application seeks permission for recorded music Monday to Sunday between 1200 and 2200 hours and the supply of alcohol for consumption on the premises Monday to Sunday between 11 and 2300. The licensing authority has received 2 representations in respect of the application. One has been submitted by BCP Council's Environmental Health Department, who have been investigating complaints from local residents, and the second from a local resident. Both representations are made on the grounds that granting the licence would undermine the prevention of public nuisance licensing objective. Environmental Health have requested that a noise impact assessment be undertaken by a suitably qualified professional with any recommendations fully implemented and incorporated into the operating schedule. At the time of writing, this assessment has not been provided, nor has the licensing authority been advised that any mediation has taken place. Members will note from the local residents' representation that concerns are raised regarding disturbances allegedly caused by the premises, including loud music, noise from activities within the premises, and noise from patrons outside, which the resident states has on occasion occurred late into the evening. The resident considers that the granting of the licence would add to these disturbances. No other representations were received from responsible authorities or members of the public. Members are asked to consider whether to grant the application. Should the licence be granted and the premises fail to operate in accordance with the licence and its conditions, any responsible authority or other person may request a review of the licence at any time.
Thank you, Tanya. Do members have any questions for the officer at all?
Not from me.
Mr. Wemyss, do you have any questions for the officer at all?
No.
Thank you. And Mr. Gulikov, do you have any questions of the licensing officer at this
No,
stage at all?
not at all.
Thank you. Moving on then, Mr. Gulikov, would you like to make a representation to the committee, please? And just to confirm, we have already looked at your written representation, so rather than just repeat what you've put on there, we'd like you to expand on that with regards to why the committee should indeed give you a licence to move forward. Thank you.
Hello. In this location, this kind of establishment was operating for many years. It's not the first attempt of the business on location. And I know that I put local community benefits from it, but also this place employs 6 people, local people, who works in the premises. At the moment, it's food only, but we lack control of alcohol consumption because we really cannot authoritatively control whether people come in intoxicated or not. We don't have a log for incidents. We don't have a forms for training. Alcohol is free to consume by the responsible adults anyway, who are clients of the premises. But if we would supply it to them, we will be responsible for that, and we have to accept this responsibility to remedy all unpleasantness that can actually be associated with that. Not in our place though, because this is family establishment. We don't have a parties, we don't have a DJs. We have birthday celebrations, of course, for local communities, and it's very welcomed. However, with the alcohol, it's not just to improve profitability of the place, which is important, looking especially at the empty premises across the town. But we're actually quite successful on food only, and we feel that this will benefit us to control the place and improve profitability as well as that. And at the moment, it's very popular. We managed to increase our table covers quite significantly within the time we operated. And this additional thing, it goes very good with Greek cuisine. If you have a glass of Greek wine, isn't it? I mean, or beer. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking to establish the bar as such. We're not looking to establish the drinks without food at all. It's only complementary. So it's not going to be bar, it's not going to be pub or something like that. It's just a restaurant where people come, eat, celebrate different culture, celebrate their events, and have a glass or two. I'm overseeing the process of the alcohol consumption and sale on the premises, and all the processes are in place at the moment. Now, with regards to the noise, we did attend it, and a number of speakers were removed, speakers for the sound, and music played there is cultural music. It's not rave or Daft Punk or something. It's a cultural music that goes with the cuisine. Greek music, not particularly loud either. So, but we ready to put it even further down. However, I must say that in this location, catering premises was existing for a few years. Before it was Little Pickle there, then they moved, premises was empty. Then Mr. Fatmir moved in and start making a business out of it. He didn't know the problems with the person upstairs. He didn't know about that at the moment, at the time. And then actually owner of Little Pickle did speak about her as well, about the complaints that she had before him. But so I conclude with this, that for us, alcohol license there would give us control that will make everybody happier.
Okay, thank you for that. Members, do you have any questions for Mr. Gulikoff at all? Councillor Chapman or?
The sound system that you've got in there at the moment, is that what was there before, or have you changed it, upgraded it compared to what the previous tenant had?
It's a new sound system. We were approached by the environmental guys. We removed the ones which were on the ceiling, and it's only one single pendant speaker, and it's literally ambience music. I've spent thousands of pounds to improve the ceilings with sound board, with sound insulation above. So I've gone far and beyond. We spent thousands of pounds just to meet what was requested from us.
Okay, thank you for that. Councillor Williams.
Can I assume that you read the supplement to the papers? Yep. Would you like to comment on what it says regarding the sound?
Well, it depends what kind of sound. I mean, I know that environmental officers been and measured the sound.
No, I'm referring to the supplement that was sent with the pack. Appendix item 6.
Hold on.
At this point, can I interject by saying I believe that the person who objected wished to remain anonymous, but they are known to you, I understand.
They know to everybody
To
because
everybody.
they actually very vocal, and she sought employment there at some point.
No, can I just check with the officer? That was my understanding from the emails.
She just didn't want her email address shared. Her name is available, but not the details or anything else. And I didn't share addresses or anything.
Thank you for that.
Will you allow me to read the statement from a neighbor that lives above her, above the person's objection?
I'd like to have the answer to the question first.
Can I just stop you there? I will take guidance on that with regards to any additional information. The applicant's asking to read out something from which I don't believe that members would have seen. No. Okay. Yeah, right. No. So before you read out your statement from your other resident who lives above that, can you answer the question that was asked by Councillor Williams, please?
Mr. Williams, can you please rephrase it? Because I don't remember what it says.
We can read it to you.
Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. So because there were several emails, and that one of them. Well, shame that the person didn't come, didn't attend. But intimidation she referred in the previous emails as well as many other things in there, and I don't believe it happened. Someone vindictively put music up.
So calling
because
her a
she
liar.
was passing through. Imagine this: there are clients in the restaurant, yeah, let's say a dozen of people eating a meal, and all of a sudden, despite of their comfort, someone put in loud music just to spite one person who passes by, upsetting the clients inside. I don't believe that could happen because we're actually client orientated, not spiteful establishment.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, you wanted to address the committee with a representation from another resident above your restaurant?
Yes, please. I just an example, because the problem is we
Yeah.
know.
Can I just stop you a minute? Are members happy to listen to this?
I'd like a copy via email.
Don't want to. No, okay. Right, no, I've just had a quick conversation with members, and unfortunately we've got a position where we don't want to hear that. Although one member has said that they would be happy to look at it with regards if it was sent in an email. So I personally am happy not to listen to what you had to say.
But can I expand on the objection by the person from based on her own email?
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but we've not seen it, and at this
No,
late stage. Yeah.
Based on her own email
Okay,
at the time.
okay, thanks for that. Members, any further questions at all? Right. I just have one question, Mr. Gulikov. You said about the control of alcohol. Currently, do you allow your clients to bring their own alcohol? Is that how you operate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to. So I'm happy with that. Mr. Wemers, do you have any questions for the applicant at all?
No.
Okay. Right. Can I now ask Mr. Wemers to address the committee, please, with regards to the objection? Sorry. I understood that Councillor Williams asked a question on with regards to the rep, which was answered.
Oh, okay, so you're happy with that, that's fine. I think
Because-
Mr. Golikov wanted to expand.
Yeah, but Mr. Golikov then went on to, yeah, if that was his expansion, then the committee aren't willing to hear that. Okay. Mr. Wemers, please.
Hello. Back in September last year, Environmental Health received noise complaints about music and other noise coming up from the fairly newly opened restaurant at that time. And we gathered significant evidence of noise transfer through the building to the residential flat, which is directly above part of the restaurant. I met with the owners back in December and had quite a productive meeting, quite a long meeting, where we discussed my concerns, which primarily are to do with the structure of a building. As you know, Christchurch Road, the buildings along there are fairly old. They've been changed and adapted, and walls have been knocked through. So one of the big problems with a property of that age is that the noise transfer through the building can go in all sorts of different directions through different walls, beams, ceilings, floors. So it's quite difficult to properly perform work that will control the noise levels from a premises which is commercial on the ground floor going to the floor above. So we met with the owners. I know that they had explained that they did significant amounts of work, which I agree they had, and they also removed some speakers which were set into the new ceiling there, which we considered were probably a weak point. So there was work carried out, and the amount of noise level and the amount of disturbance reduced after that meeting. However, not completely, and that's the problem that we're in, and we're currently in now, is that there's still regular occasions when noise from the operation of the restaurant, and that can be music or customers or a mixture of both, can clearly be heard in the flats above. So from an environmental health perspective, what we were hoping for and what I was trying to encourage the applicants to do was to get a professional survey carried out by an acoustic consultant who could identify the weak spots and recommend works that would further improve the attenuation between the ground floor and the flat above. Obviously, if the license is granted, it's not only the alcohol. There's regulated entertainment on there, which could be regulated entertainment in its nature is louder than just background level music. And I personally believe, as the building stands at the moment, in spite of the works that have already been carried out, that there could still be an issue upstairs. I'm fairly convinced there will still be an issue upstairs if it's not addressed at this stage. So what I was hoping for was a report to be carried out, works to be identified, and then we'd be in a position where I could have potentially withdrawn my objection, but we're not in that position at the moment. And I'm not confident as it stands that if this licence is granted, it won't create a problem, a greater problem for the residents above.
Thank you, Mr. Wemyss. Any questions for Mr. Wemyss at all? Can I just ask, did you take any recordings at all on your, well, on both visits? Did you record first time and second?
Yes,
time?
we installed some of our recording equipment. So we got back, well, in the first instance, well over 100 different recordings of noise of various types. After the meeting in December, that reduced significantly, but we were still getting recordings of Greek music, people singing and sort of cheering along to Costa the Greek and that type of thing. So it's still a problem on occasions and I don't think, unless the structural issues are addressed properly, I don't think it will go away.
Okay, thank you for that. Any further questions for Mr. Wemyss at all? Mr. Gulikoff, did you have any questions for Mr. Wemyss at this point at all?
Yes, if I could. Existing noise of certain level, you recorded. On the license, we do not have aim to amplify existing noise. And at the moment, it's ambient music and people present in the premises. On the license, we do not plan to increase the noise level from existing ambient music coverage. Even though on the license there is something like that, we can remove it from there. It's just ambient music.
Mr. Wemyss?
I think what you're saying is that you don't intend to use the regulated entertainment that you've applied for. Is that?
We can sacrifice it because at the moment the setup that is running is totally satisfactory. We just need alcohol there, but we do not trying to make it louder. We're just trying to make it more pleasant. So as it is, it's not going to get worse. It's only may get better with additional remedial work, but we're not going to upgrade our speakers. We're not going to play louder music than it is. And people who are there with their own alcohol, they're already slightly intoxicated. So there is no adverse change with this application on that, from that back.
I think from an environmental health perspective, once a license is granted, especially with regulated entertainment, but even without regulated entertainment, it brings in the Live Music Act. We're in a position at the moment where the music that's being played at the moment, even at the lower levels than it was before Christmas, is still causing a problem on issues. So on occasions, and I don't see, without more works being carried out and a proper report being done and works following that, that we'll be in a position where we can confidently say the residents above are being protected from the operational noise of the restaurant.
Okay, thank you for that. Councillor Chapman-Law.
So, in your opinion, the recordings that you've got, are those possible from just with the current configuration? Are they possible just with background music, or do you believe that music has been played at a higher level?
I personally think at the moment the levels of music in the restaurant aren't particularly loud. But that being said, because of the structure of the building, even though they, from a customer's point of view, you might think the levels are fairly low. Once people start singing and that you can hear the beat of the music or the tempo of the music building up, you can hear people cheering and singing along to it. So it's not that would be a loud environment or any louder than any other Greek restaurant. It's just that the structure is not protecting the resident who's above.
Thank you, Mr. Wemyss. Councillor Williams, please.
In your opinion, what would need to be done to prevent the music leaking?
Well, just to repeat what I said earlier, I think with a building of this nature, and you've got to obviously imagine that it's already been fitted out, so lots of things are covered up and hidden. So That's why we would we would suggest you get an acoustic expert in to carry out a proper full survey of the structure and work out where the weak points are. So it's sort of beyond what we can't just look at it, and it needs more in depth.
So there's no quick fix, really.
No quick fix.
Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor. Mr. Gulikov.
Can I ask a question? Was it only one flat complained about noise or other? Because there are several flats right above it.
We personally at Environmental Health received complaints of noise from 2 flats. Yeah. And I believe they are the most adjacent, if you like, you know, on the floor immediately above. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Wemyss. If there are no further questions, I'd like to move on to the summing up. So, Mr. Wemyss, is there anything you would like to add to your representation to the committee?
No, I'm happy, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gulikov, is there anything else you'd like to address the committee with regards to your application this morning?
Yes, I mean, flats above commercial premises are actually harder to mortgage and harder to buy, especially for this reason. All flats above commercial premises usually have noise disturbance of some kind. And the lenders who give mortgages for those properties know that. Tenants who buy them, owners who buy them know that. And I know the landlord of this premises, and I know that he put very good carpeting, hair carpenter himself, to remedy the noise. But noise above commercial premises is there should be different level of tolerance really to it, and I don't know what decibels were recorded at the premises and whether they were completely unacceptable. But for price reflects usually property above commercial premises always. It's lower price, and people who buy them, they certain people who ready to accept it, if I may say. And at the moment, noise already there. Premises commercial premises, catering premises was there for many years, and nothing changed. Only change we seek that we can control alcohol consumption. That's all.
Okay, thank you for that. The committee takes on board that you've already undertaken some amendments to your sound system to try and reduce that. But, so we take that on board. Right, I will now conclude the hearing. At the end of this meeting, the subcommittee will adjourn in private with the legal advisor and clerk to deliberate. The decision will be conveyed to you in writing as explained earlier, and I'll just ask the legal advisor just to touch on the course of appeal, should that be necessary.
There'll be a right of appeal to this decision, exercisable 21 days from the date when you receive a decision in writing.
Thank you for your attendance. Thank you. Item 7 on this morning's agenda, the Guildhall Tavern, 15 to 17 Market Street, Poole, BH151NB. I will now ask each participant to introduce themselves and state their role. I'm Councillor David Flagg, elected chairman for this morning's subcommittee.
I'm Councillor Lawrence Williams, a member of the subcommittee.
Councillor Chapman Law, member of the subcommittee.
And for BCP Council,
Sarah Rogers, Principal Licensing Officer.
Andy McDermott, legal advisor.
Christiane Tan, Democratic Services, clerk for the meeting.
Claire Johnston, Democratic Services, just supporting for this meeting.
thank you. And for the applicant, please.
Alan Saunders, Director of the Guildhall Tavern Limited.
Thank you, Mr. Saunders. I do have Beth O'Donnell and Mr. Richard Terry and Mrs. Camelia Terry down as objecting. However, they're clearly not in attendance this morning. So before I run through the procedure, please may I check that all persons who have given notice of their intention to speak have been identified, and any person who wishes to withdraw a representation or wishes not to speak has been identified. If there are no comments, I will take this as correct. I will now explain the proposed procedure and order of speaking for the hearing as follows. The licensing officer presents the report. Questions of the licensing officer by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. The applicant will make their application. Questions of the applicant by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. Objectors will make their representations. Questions of the persons objecting by all parties, members of the subcommittee to go first. Clearly not needed this morning. And all parties will be given an opportunity to sum up at the end, towards the end of the hearing. The hearing will then conclude. The subcommittee will deliberate in private with the legal advisor and clerk present. Notification of the subcommittee's decision will be given within the period of 5 working days, beginning with the day or the last day on which the hearing was held. The notification of decision will include information about the right of appeal as appropriate. I will now ask all parties to confirm agreement in the proposed procedure or make representations. Sarah Rogers?
Fine, thank you.
Andy McDermott?
Agreed.
And Mr. Alan Saunders?
Agreed.
Thank you. Please may I remind all parties speaking not to repeat the information which they have been given in writing, but to expand on their written representations. All questions are to be asked through the chair, and there will be no cross-examination of parties. I also note that there was a representation which was withdrawn, which we had notification of this morning. I think that's about it. So can I ask the officer to introduce the item, please? Sarah.
Yes, thank you. An application has been made for full variation to the premises licence to include the external dining area within the current licensed area for the sale of alcohol and the playing of music. This facility is requested between the months of April and September each year. The application originally attracted 8 representations from local residents concerned with the impact on crime and disorder and public nuisance. Through mediation, which included a meeting held at the premises to which all were invited, and then subsequent additional conditions offered by the applicant as a result of that meeting, 6 of the 8 representations were formally withdrawn. An updated Appendix 4 has been circulated prior to this hearing showing the remaining representations. For information, Objector number 6 has indicated that if a noise management plan is available, they would also be happy to withdraw their representation. Objector number 3 has not responded and was unable to attend the mediation meeting. However, I've ensured that they've been kept fully up to date with the additional conditions offered. No representations were received from any of the responsible authorities. And should this application be granted and the applicant fails to operate in accordance with the licence and the conditions attached to it, they will be aware that any of the responsible authorities or any other person may request a review of the licence at any time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Members, any questions at all? No. I just have one, Sarah. I'm sure you've answered this before. The Live Music Act. If that was to be permitted, does it mean that the garden area has to be licensed to sell the alcohol?
It does for amplified live music. It can have recorded music, but it can't have amplified live music in there.
Unless it's licensed?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Further questions? No, in which case then, Mr. Saunders, please, would you like to address the committee?
Well, good morning to you all. As Sarah Rogers indicated, when we filed the application, the restaurant's been running with alfresco dining in the garden for the past 5 years, with background recorded music at a level that allows people to speak. And we've never had a single complaint from a neighbour or from any of the local authority people in that 5-year period. Currently, we are serving food, alfresco dining in the garden, but they have to make a payment inside of the restaurant. All the variation will allow us to do is for the card machines to go outside and payment to be taken. When we thought this was a very straightforward process, I think what rather surprised us that when we put the sign on our gate and made the entry within the local media, we started receiving objections about it. And the core of the objections, which were shared with us, thought we were moving from a fine dining award-winning restaurant to a live music venue. And I can assure you all that nothing is further from the truth. You know, we are a Michelin entry restaurant with 2 AA rosettes. We were only 2 weeks ago entered as the best seafood and grill restaurant in Dorset by Lux Life magazine. We don't plan to change anything that we're doing in the garden. And so there's never been a single complaint. The live music issue is that we already agreed in the conditions that there'll be a maximum of 10 this year between April and September. We have neighbouring properties, the Crown Hotel and the Angel, that have live music playing every weekend and up until 2 in the morning sometimes. Any music we have live will be purely background music, maximum of 10 per annum, and it will certainly cease by 10:30. But I can't stress strongly enough is that this will be a single musician or a duo that will be playing background music only live. So I could, I'm hoping that you will all agree that this is although it's seen as a major variation, it's a minor variation on 2 key points. One is the allowance of my serving staff to take the card machine into the garden at the table where they're dining to collect payments, as opposed to what we're licensed to do is for the guests to go inside and make payment. And say the other one is the music one, and so when we had, so as soon as we had the objections, I produced a letter to all residents via Sarah Rogers. That was on the 17th of August. As Sarah's also alluded to, then we arranged a mediation meeting, which proved very beneficial. 2 elected members were there who from the borough of Poole, and quite a number, I think 10 conditions were proposed, and we subsequently agreed to all of those conditions and happy to proceed with them. The objector that was alluded to this morning related to a noise management plan, our health and safety advisors have reduced this plan now, and that we put in place with immediate effect. But it's just unfortunate we're down to 1 objector. We have many residents who enjoy the restaurant, who would have supported us if we'd needed them to support. But as I say, I don't really add anything else to that, really.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Saunders. Any questions, members, for Mr. Saunders? No, I have no questions either. Right, so in which case, I will now conclude the hearing. At the end of this meeting, the subcommittee will adjourn in private with the legal advisor and clerk to deliberate. The decision will be conveyed to you in writing as explained earlier. Mr. McDermott, please.
There'll be a right of appeal to the Magistrates' Court, exercisable 21 days from communication of today's decision in writing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There being no further business to conduct, I declare the meeting closed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.